Hi folks, I hope you're well. So, quick little video. It's me moving in the chair. Yeah, it's a noisy chair. Yeah, what I was thinking earlier is, of course, at some point in time soon, probably early next week, till we see, at some point. Could even be tomorrow, I'm not sure. But I'm going to have to speak to the pastor again, because when I spoke to the pastor of that community church of God, he said, "You're not banned." Well, of course, that's blinking stupid. Of course I am. Well, because he thinks, yeah, but you can come to the Thursday lunchtime things, the community church coffee and tea thing. You can come to that. And I can go to the men's meeting. But what if Kylie Bevan then decides that she wants to go to the tea and coffee thing? Will I be banned from it? Well, yes, of course. So I've got to ask him these questions. Okay, what if she wanted to go? Would I be banned? Yes. Okay, and he told me that the men's and women's meetings are in the same location, basically. They're in the church, one's in the main meeting hall, one's in the place where they have the tea and coffee. Okay. Yeah. So therefore, upon leaving, if those meetings end around about the same sort of time, kicked out at the same time, that myself and Kylie are going to bump into each other, aren't we? Yes. And therefore, she's going to go to the pastor and she's going to say to the pastor, "Can you stop him from coming to this thing? Because I don't want to bump into him afterwards." Is that going to be the case? Yes. In which case, I'm banned according to the will of Kylie Bevan. Yes? That's the point. So, with that being the case, that I will have to say to him, therefore yourself, Kylie, and the Christmas Eve bloke all have to go to God and ask God what they have to do. Now, I was thinking earlier, okay, what if one of those people said to me that they would give me £1,000 to sort my car out? Well, the answer is I would have to say no. I would have to say no based upon the fact that I know that if they go to God, God might want them to do something else. So them giving me the £1,000 will not sort out that situation. It would help me to get the car fixed, and that'd be lovely. That'd be great, yeah. But it's not going to sort out the problem for them, is it? Well, not in any way, shape, or form, of course not. No. It won't do anything for them based upon the fact of, well, they're still going to go to God and ask God what it is that they're going to do. Okay. Well, then, with that being the case, yeah, that's going to be very, very much, therefore, it's my job to point people to God. In whatever way I'm supposed to point people to Father. So therefore, okay, it's up to therefore Father to sort out the things that I need. So therefore, the car, it's up to him to sort that out, not me. It's not up to me to worry about that because, of course, yeah. Of course, would it be tempting if I could just say to people, "Well, if you sort my car out, we'll forget it." The problem is that I can't forget it because our sin was not against me. That's the point. But this is where what they don't understand is they think that I'm saying that their sin was against me. No, it wasn't. Their sin was against themselves. They've created a situation where if they die right now, they go to hell. So they need to address that with Father. They need to go to him and ask him what they need to do to address that, to get that situation sorted, to put it back to the way it was before, where they are covered and where they are going to heaven. They need to sort that out. But then again, that's if at all any of them will go to heaven. And from what I've seen of them, but the fact of the matter is, okay, put it this way, do I think that any of them will actually go to Father about that? No, I do not. Not at all. Based upon the fact, if they believe it's right to ban people, as I say, the reality is, a lot of people will say, well, the pastor seems like a nice person, so you can't really blame him. The problem is, it's his job to teach them. It's his job to educate them as to what is acceptable and what is not, according to God's ways and will. Yes? Okay. But he's failed miserably to do that. Because of the fact he cares more about pleasing people than he does actually helping them to deal. So, if I told him that these people would go to hell for that, and so would he wouldn't care. I don't think in any way, shape or form he would care. He wouldn't care to tell them, because telling them means that they might be offended by that, even by him telling them, and he won't do that. Because offending people is, you can't do that in church. The leadership know they can't do that. So therefore, will he tell them? Probably not. No. Will he go to God himself? No. No, and I've been speaking recently, why? But I say my job is simply to tell people that. So that when they die and they go where they're going, they can't have any arguments with it. Because, Mrs. B and the Christmas Eve bloke, they could possibly have arguments, but actually no, because if I told the pastor, then it's up to the pastor to pass it on to them. It is. I can't see them. I can't see the Christmas Eve bloke because of the fact I can't go into the church on Sunday in case Mrs. B's there because, and I can't see Mrs. B, so I can't tell her. So all I can do is tell the pastor. That's all that I can do. It is up to the pastor to share that with them. Right? Therefore, if he does not, then if they all end up in hell, then they will torture him for that. For eternity. And that's okay with me. Seriously. That's okay with me. Because if he chooses to do that, then okay. But if they choose to go to a church where the pastor will choose to do that, okay. That's up to them. I wouldn't go to a church where the pastor didn't care less about, what's going to happen with you. Didn't care less about your path. I would never be under a pastor that could not care less about your path. That's why I knew, as I say, with the River Church, I knew I'd be leaving that church pretty quickly because I could see with Jeff Oakes that he couldn't care less. I could see that he couldn't care less. He, as I say, when he went and picked up his wife, he put someone in charge of that service on that Sunday who had never been called by God at all to do anything. Never. Because that bloke had virtually no understanding of God or God's ways or God's will. And Jeff said that this is what this church deserves, this man. He didn't care. He didn't care what was going to happen in that service. He could not care less. He put some bloke who's never, probably, I don't think he's ever led a service before. Well, he certainly shouldn't have. Right? There you go. Yep. That's the point. Jeff don't care. Put it this way, if Jeff Oates gets sacked, or the pastor of the Community Church of God gets sacked, they just go back to America. They've got churches there they can just go back to and slip right back into. They couldn't care less about this area. At all. At all. What they care about is the fact that they look good doing what they're doing. Especially if they come from America to Scotland or to any other country and become a minister of the church. Oh, that's even bigger hero, that is. Because you're sacrificing leaving your own home, going to another country that you don't really know to help the people there. Wow, what a hero you are. Yeah. They can have that hero crap. If that's what they want, they can have that. And if you want to go to a church where that's what your pastor wants, then do that. Say, Manuel, who was in charge of the Community Church of God before, he definitely wanted that. Oh, yeah. And they knew it, the people there, they knew it, but they agreed to it. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.